Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance and my Let's Play. Now, full disclosure, it turns out the game didn't actually save when I thought it did, so I sort of had to catch back up on where I quit the last time around. But we are back around there, and I haven't done anything in the meantime that I didn't do during the playthrough, so hopefully it should stay the same. Anyway, we are in Kushitz, where we are investigating the rather horrific murder of Lubosh, the Limp.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
So we here.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
That's all. Thank you.
Indeed, thanks for your help, friend. God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Prejudiced much?
Do you
Not
know
that I really
who
blame
Lubosh
you.
used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time, and then yesterday he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
That's all. Thank you.
But you, good sir.
Good health to you.
And to you, sir. Yeah.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That'll
That's
do.
all. Thank you.
Alright, so I guess we need to go see the priest.
Damn!
Right.
God be with you.
These transitions are pretty darn jarring.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Jesus Christ be praised indeed, brother.
Good health to you.
No, he is neither. What about her then?
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast. And lazy, too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
So they say.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church. Now I see why, of course.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
What do I care about that scoundrel? I was glad he stayed out of my way.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
He was always a loner. Except lately he started talking to the parish priest of all people.
That's all. Thank you.
God bless.
I think we've exhausted all of our options now, haven't we? Vashek, have we talked to him?
God be
I
with
don't
you.
remember. No. Hey, he's a horse riding trainer.
I'd like you to show me how to ride a horse better.
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Okay, that's 60.
Maybe another time.
Yeah, don't really need it right now. Good thing to keep in mind that the horse riding trainer is here, though. Stumbled a bit over my words there. Okay, so the priest is down in the village. Come on, Pebbles, let's go find him. Good day, sir. It is quite a hill. Someone yell thief. I'm guessing that might be the thief.
Someone! Somebody help me! Catch him! Stop him, someone! You're not getting away from me!
Come on. God damn it, Pebbles. I know you really don't like these rivers, but this is ridiculous. Pebbles, seriously?
Catch him!
You better put that weapon away, or you'll be asking for trouble.
He's the one yelling. Or he's the one Wasn't that the thief? No. Okay. That's why. There's the thief, yeah.
God damn! Insolent! Who are you? Yeah!
You may need surrendered. Come on. I'd already sheathed my sword, so come on. How could I tackle him? Did you get your stuff back, or what?
You showed him. Thank you, that thieving magpie. You can't trust anyone these days. And just so you know, I'm no pinch purse. Here's a small reward.
Thanks.
Yeah. Emphasis on the small. Still, it'll cover a bed for the night. And a beer, maybe. Where's... Now, where the hell did we leave, Where did we leave Pebbles? Oh, there you are. Thanks, Pebbles. That was a merry little chase. Twas indeed. There's the church. And that texture took a while to load. Father? Well, he ain't here. Oh, the three wise men and baby Jesus. Amen.
Hey! Who's there?
What? Is that the thief?
blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
All right. Indeed. Let's see what kind of trades people they have. In town, there's the baker. What else? What else? What else? It doesn't appear to have much else, though. Well, spoke too soon. There's the grocer. What are you selling, good lady? One groschen for a cabbage. For a head of cabbage. 1 groschen for an onion? Seems pretty heavy. 5 for some meat. It's not exactly cheap either. Nearly 20 for some schnapps. These are some pretty harsh prices, though. A little bit. Hasn't saved yet, has it? Nope. Like, these autosaves are way too irregular. way too irregular. What's her nourishment like? It's down to 60 now. Need to get some grub. Yeah, there's a trader there. Another grocer. And there's a trader. And a scribe. Maybe he can teach us how to read. Well, no one's here. Could steal his food. No, I don't think so.
God be with you.
God be with you, bailiff. Okay, so he doesn't have any jobs. So a trader will be in here. Presumably.
My respects to you.
And mine to you, good sir. What do you have to trade? Could really use some arrows. Some fine wine. Those arrows are pretty expensive. I like those are much cheaper, but... Let's see, yes, 20 ordinary arrows. All varying quality too. Stab damage 90. Alright, let's buy those arrows.
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
$150, I'll pay you 43.
Are we agreed?
More. Finally, a reasonable sum.
Good day to you.
That's a lot of grotions for cheese. And cooked lamb. That's pretty cheap. Gonna buy 2 of those, I think.
Let's have a word about the price.
Sure, why not?
Are we agreed?
Well now, a little more and we'll shake on it.
Oh, that's a
let's shake
decent
on it.
price.
Sit down and get some grub. Yum yum. Cooked lamb. Let's hear if he has any jobs then. That we can take care of while we're here.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed there is. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone down on old Gertrude, the herb woman. He's not one to make a fuss over some trifle either. Oh, and another thing. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing.
I see. Guess we could play some dice. Wash ourselves a bit. Hello, Piggy. Man, that mug is really precariously placed.
There's no end to this cleaning.
That barmaid likes to live dangerously. That's all I'm going to say. So, one of the traders had jobs, right? I think. Seem to remember as much. Maybe the barmaid does? Yeah. Oh, there's the scribe.
Good day to you.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
I don't have a couple of days right now.
I don't have enough money.
I have a murder investigation I need to get over with first. It's a little more time sensitive than giving a couple of days to that. Pardon me, my lady. Yeah. He doesn't have anything. No jobs or nothing. That's a nice field of cabbage. Okay, Father. You're looking pretty fearsome, if you don't mind me saying so. Alright, let's explore this village then. See what else we can find, if anything. There's a villager.
Who's there? Answer me.
It's me. I don't know why that would alarm you.
What was that?
Alright, Lubosh. Where's the groom? Where does he live? By the stables, presumably, but the stables are where? Should be the outskirts of town, would be my best guess. Pardon me.
What are you doing there?
Just passing through, madam.
Came from over here.
This is really bizarre. I think that thief running away sort of glitched these people. It's really weird.
Looking for something around here?
Looking for you, actually, but I can't buy anything from you. Big barn over there. That might be the stable. So it is. That's a beautiful horse. I would not mind owning that one. Then again, maybe I would. Just shows sometimes beauty is not the most important quality you're looking for. Right? Oh, that's funny.
Good day to you.
Good day to you, sir.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the master.
We've already, yeah. We've already
That's
covered
all.
this. This is, right, the riding trainer. Pegasus is his name. Quite a bit more stamina, quite a bit more courage, and more capacity. So how do I buy him? Is my question. From whom? So I can't talk to the head groom?
Good day to you.
I'd like to buy a horse.
Well now, have you seen our steeds?
I have. Fine animals.
Nothing but the best here. Is there one in particular you fancy? There's a fast horse for you. Flies like the wind, he does.
Oh, that is a lot of money.
Maybe some other?
A lot of money.
I'll have to think it over. Any work going here?
Enough for a dozen men. You could take the place of that useless stable hand Vashek for a start.
What happened? Did he do something wrong?
Just found out that he lost our pie.
Lost it where? In his stomach?
No, Pie was our fastest stallion. A lovely dappled one.
Oh. Well, that's bad news. How did Vashek manage to lose him?
He fell, banged his head, and the horse bolted. Can you fathom it? A stable hand falling off a horse. And then Pie took off at a gallop.
Well, I can't take Vashek's job, but I can try to find your pie.
That would be nice of you. If there's anything you need to know, ask that fool. I was too livid to even speak to him.
Right.
So now we know what we're saving up for. Don't think you could get a finer steed than Pegasus. Even if our name isn't Perseus.
How's the head?
So even strangers know my shame. Come on, then. Come and take a closer look at Vashek the Blockhead.
I'm not here to mock.
So what is it you want?
I promised the head groom that I'd look for pie.
Well, good luck with that. I've been searching half the day. Although I have been seeing double ever since that bang on the head. So it's possible I missed something.
Can you describe pie for me?
Long face. 4 legs.
Well, that should narrow it down. Does he have any distinguishing features? Like a colour, for instance?
Sorry, he's a dappled grey, a stallion, and he's really fast. Though that won't help you much.
Quite the opposite. Where did you fall off, Pie?
Just south of here. Between the fields and the woods, there's a crossroads where 4 paths meet. It was around there.
4 paths? So we could have gone anywhere.
Now you see my problem.
When was that?
In the morning. Then I staggered about for a while, feeling as rough as a boar's ass. I was glad to stagger back here in the end.
All right, friend. Thank you. Oh, there's another white horse. This one is what? Kentucky. It's slower. But... So Pebbles is actually pretty fast, all things considered. Good to know. Good to know indeed. Let's check exactly where the stables are. Right. Come on, Pebbles, let's go look for Pie. Starting to get a bit late, I think. Yeah. We are almost getting to where we should meet the priest. Along the road till we reach the crossroads. looks like we actually went too far. We have an interesting site just to the south. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence or what. Let's check it out. It's a big old pile of horse dung. But whether that's left by Pi or by travelers remains to be seen. No one there. Wonder who lives here then. Well, certainly that's not. Ah, there's a bed here. That's why. Right by the lake. Is that... What the hell?
What in the name of God are you doing, poacher?
That's...
I wasn't hunting. That carcass
Man,
was
these
already
random
mine.
events are really awful.
I saw you butchering the carcass.
I was finding out what happened here, so I could report it.
Good. All right. I suppose you're innocent after all.
I'm glad you saw sense. But we'll just have to report it to someone. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it.
I guess somebody poached that deer. Alright, where's Pie? Pie, where are you? Head off for a bit in each direction, see if we find anything. Sort of like leading, looking for a needle in a haystack. Wait a minute. What is this? Yeah, that was pretty.
You'll get what for.
Ow, that's really weak.
Bring it on!
I'm gonna let you lie there and bleed to death, buddy. Nope. Two pairs of antlers. Couple of arrows. So Pie probably didn't go in this direction then. No, I don't think so. Let's head back and see the priest then. It's getting close to evening now. It's a lovely sunset. Have to go look for Pie in the morning then, I guess. I was an entirely different crossroads. That's why. Okay then. Good evening, good woman. Almost there. I have a feeling that priest is delving pretty heavily into the communion wine. Just a thought, really. Is he inside the alehouse? Maybe? Yeah, so he is.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh.
Here you are.
I'm sorry.
And good health.
What about your kin?
They're dead.
There.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Satisfied?
Here. We'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, the girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive fur, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, some amazing facial expressions there.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
Really good acting.
I don't doubt it.
So convincing.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense.
Took more than a few years, though.
You can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Oh, you poor naive fool.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
We still level in drinking, okay?
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj panuje sej smutek, do dnie no i rano utek, niech ich małżeński majstrat no wczorajilny staje krak. Už sejmoj svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jich muži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si huby jako poslední den. Půjďme se vámi a do rána slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu soudnej den. Tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět.
Enough of this!
Bailiff, come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped, and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out. Oh.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
God damn it.
No more fooling around.
Combat. Got you. Murda. I'll slaughter you.
Oh dear. Did that hurt? No!
Reggie. Go ahead, Gavin.
So, my dear, wouldn't you like to have a little ring on the bell? No sooner said than done.
I'd love to. And
Man,
Henry
we are hammered.
Right, Henry. Stop
Oh,
that
yeah.
nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a buffoon.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Somehow
Well, now,
something
my
tells me this was not the first time.
Comes the climax of the evening.
Oh, okay. Really?
Godwin, you old
Come here.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh.
Priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Well, that was quite a night of frivolity. Yeah. Okay, so maybe drinking with him wasn't entirely proper, but it was worth it.
Well,
giving in to sin this time.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Where the fuck am I? Where the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
So much for his vaunted ideals. When push comes to shove, yeah, it isn't sacred anymore.
Well, all right. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a
If I can remember
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
I had quite a bit to drink after all. And apparently I didn't get enough sleep because we haven't healed. Alright, better not put on a fancy shirt if we're gonna be a religious man. That wouldn't do. We'll have to settle for that.
Come on, Henry. Don't tell me.
We are swaying just a little bit. I haven't had anything to drink. What are you looking at? She's totally fine. Everything's going to be fine. That's what I'm telling you. You see, so many people.
I thought he'd never show up.
He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up. So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris.
We're practicing brotherly love. Amen.
Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had
One
the
barmaid to another.
of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who's here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Greetings, brothers and sisters in Christ. I am here to tell you about Mother Church and to show you through my words how she is falling into decay and abandon, how the once great mother of all Christians is losing her dignity and trading in souls like the merchants in the temple. But I am digressing.
That whelp was to preach about the church.
Just as we are commanded to obey the priests in matters of virtue, so are we commanded to defy them face to face if they live contrary to God's commandments.
Hear that, Godwin?
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, enemies, injustice, hunger and chaos, failed harvests, fires, floods and other catastrophes. And it is all due to...
How do we fail? I don't get it.
Servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money. And they sell indulgences, and that's bad. Because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
And what sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines?
even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna...
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven?
I don't
and what
get
about
the
those
conversation
bishops?
system.
They sin
Here.
without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates! Away with them!
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Oi! All honor to Godwin! Let him drink like one of us!
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Have you no shame, you pair of buffoons? I'll be writing to the bishop of this. For shame.
Utterly blasphemous.
Can you believe such behavior? For men of the cloth to get drunk as pigs in church?
Whoops, that didn't go over well.
So, is our deal still on?
Are you pulling my fucking pizzle? I couldn't have done worse myself if I'd puked on the altar.
Well, I'm no preacher.
Yeah, I noticed. And I wasn't the only one.
You can't be serious. After all that?
All what? All you making a complete hash of my sermon? You were supposed to help, not get me into even more trouble. Now I'll have the bishop on my back, and all the villagers. Just leave. I need to pull myself together.
And what am I supposed to do?
Find someone else to help you.
Well, I mean, I don't understand how that worked, because
I enjoyed it last time.
Speech, I mean, looked like should be. Oh well. I mean, that minus there was pretty obvious. And when you compared it to what they had at the bottom, I took whatever was highest, but that, yeah, that apparently didn't work. Okay. It's only been one day. It's not really a couple of days. Right. So we need to find the bailiff again. Oh, there's the barmaid. What's he in the pillory for? Or the stockade for? Well, I think actually, we might call it a day here. Give me a sec. Well, I mean, that would require us to play through the whole church scene afterwards, because it didn't save afterwards apparently, so to figure out a way to save. Really don't know why the saves are so uneven. Like, they should be. I mean, it should be at the end of this quest chain, right? Kind of ridiculous. Right. Let's see what's here. What's here is archery training. Why the hell can't I sprint? Because I'm hungover, I guess?
Hey!
It spawns the same thing again, too. Okay, so you cannot sprint if you're hungover. And debuff is wearing out soon, though. So it would kind of be a waste to use one of our hangover tonics. So yeah, there was the drinking skill right there. Beer bibber. Beer you get is 50% weaker, so you can drink more. Wine, however, is twice as strong and will make you drunk faster. And sober, your hand will shake more. So do we drink more wine or do we drink more beer? Say we drink more beer. That's what we grew up doing, I would assume. So that would seem more natural for Henry.
My respects to you, sir.
What have you done? Did you kill him?
Me? What do you mean, me? It was you? You killed him?
I didn't kill anyone. The corpse...
Oh shit, you're covered in his blood.
It's my own blood. Some
I'm
human...
not covered in any blood.
It's true. Alright.
I'm glad you saw... And what exactly were you...
What are you getting at?
You were looting the body right here on the road.
What of it? Corpse doesn't need possessions.
It'll be easier for you if you confess.
Alright then. I did it. I didn't want to kill him. I just couldn't stop myself. There he is with money, strutting around. I've barely got enough to keep myself fed. You don't have to tell anyone, you know? And you won't regret it.
Forget it. I won't be bribed.
What have we got here? Entertainment! Great!
What kind of language is that, buddy? Oh no, you don't. Scumbag. Alright, put on the gloves as well. We forgot that part. Oh, sir. Wish there was a mechanic so that you could take bodies back or something.
This'll be the crossroads. So where did Pi go?
Well, doesn't look like 2 piles of horse manure. So if I had to guess, maybe that hamlet in the forest. Because, I mean, anyone could have left those piles of horse manure. There's a broken carriage. Oh, we have one warfare point. No. I did not go this way. Well, where are you, Pie? I have a feeling it's probably at the hamlet or something. Well, we have bandits over here, it looks like. Holy shit, that's a lot of them.
What have we got here? Entertainment. Great. I'm gonna enjoy that.
I mean, holy... What the fuck? How does he even get that...
All right, enough. Give up.
Can't penetrate this guy's guard.
No more fooling around.
Okay, got ourselves a strength perk. Maybe we can carry more. Can deplete an opponent's health and stamina by bumping into him at a sprint. Yeah, I like tight grip. God damn it. Don't. Stupid windows.
Bollocks.
Control away from me there. Shit. How many times am I gonna have to stab this guy?
Enough, please. I yield.
You're free. Leave your weapon and go.
If you insist.
There you go, asshole. Okay, that was two of them down.
What are you doing there?
idea where the hell. What is even happening here? Okay, they've all been slaughtered, these humans. Oh, they were captured. Whoops. I have no idea what's going on here. None. Seriously. I really have no idea what that was about. Okay. Guess we'll have to see if Pi really is at that. Little hamlet or whatever. Alright. So Pi isn't here. Then. Clearly. There's a boar, but it's already been looted. Yeah, I don't know where the hell Pi went. Nope, it's pretty clear he didn't go that way. Didn't go that way either. Didn't go that way, so he must have gone south. That would be logic, I think. That would be the logical outcome, or conclusion, right? Man, I really need to call it quits soon. This goddamn save system, man. It is not great. How inconsistently it saves. Like, if it saved somewhat regularly with missions or quests, that would be one thing, but it doesn't. Like, it's totally unpredictable when it decides to save and when it decides not to. Okay, looks like they all disappeared. Yeah, I mean, I don't see pie anyway. If all else fails, I'm just gonna have to quit and redo the church scene. When I continue. Because I cannot keep this going for much longer. Yep, still no sign of pie. So where's the bailiff? Okay, so maybe I can... Okay, so... No, I can't buy anything from her even. She's just standing there, staring emptily.
Good day to you.
Staring into empty space.
Have you got a bed for the night?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night.
All right. Money up front, though.
Here you are.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud, it is.
Where do I go to sleep?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft. Your bed's ready there, and a trunk for your belongings.
Truly luxurious accommodations. Alright, now sadly it should save it, right? Yeah, that did save it. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night here then. Sadly our oratorical skills did not pass the mustard in church, but such is life. I mean, that priest will have to live with the consequences of his actions, so... We didn't really, we didn't make him do it. He sort of led us astray, if anything. Is my explanation. Or my excuse. So, hope you enjoyed that. And, we'll be trying to track down Lubash's, accomplices for the next part. I hope you'll join me for that. And thanks for watching. And until the next time, please take care, and good luck. Bye-bye.